moments.
Okay.
For me, in my mind, this episode was all about Basher. Bonnie and Asher had some huge moments. So first off, Basher, come on, you need to know the couple's name. Okay, so first off, Bonnie washing the blood off of her at the end of this episode, and then we saw Asher fleeing the scene and going to the cops. What do we think that's all about? Obviously, this is a flash forward, but what was your reaction when you saw that?
I was excited because Asher was finally part of the flash forward. Remember last season? He had no part of it.
Right.
I mean, careful what you wish for.
Right. Yeah.
So that made me really excited.
Didn't it seem like Asher was in on it, though? Because he seemed to sort of be a part of the plan. He got in the car with Bonnie, but then she's washing off the blood.
No, he
it
was
seems
waiting
like
in
he
the car.
doesn't want.
She was waiting in the car. She ran to the car. He was waiting, and she said, "It's almost over. I promise." And he looked traumatized.
Like he didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
That was my thing. I thought that he was just sort of like sitting and waiting and hoping things were going to be made clear, sort of like I was sitting on my couch. I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Right.
But I don't think he knew. Like, she went in the bathroom, Bonnie did, and washed off the blood, as if Asher didn't know that was what was under her jacket.
Unless he's always had an ulterior motive from the beginning. He's already been communicating with the district attorney. He's already been talking with his dad.
Yeah.
So maybe he's always like had this other game plan for himself outside of what everybody else is doing.
Maybe Asher's behind it.
Right.
Because he lost his deal. The DA's dead.
Right.
So he lost his deal, so he needs to cut a new one. So maybe that's why he went rogue.
They both said "I love you" to each other. They actually seem to have a legitimate connection.
I was going to say, Bonnie was manipulating him.
Yeah, she was.
She seemed like she was using it for her lie.
The only person she loves is Annalise.
Right.
That's all.
She's obsessed with Annalise.
Yes.
I would have been over Annalise.
Horrible person, which we
So
saw more
over
so than
her.
ever in this episode. She's willing to do whatever it takes.
That's true.
She sold Nate's wife under the river. Like, just said, hey, she met with me because she wanted me to give her drugs. Like, did exactly what she didn't want her to do. Sold her out just because she wants to win Nate over again. Like, that's cold. That's harsh.
But
I don't know. Annalise is not on my side.
My thing about Annalise is everything she says you have to question.
Right.
She has a game plan behind everything she does. So you can't trust anything she says.
I'm just really hoping that soon something happens where Shonda gives us Bonnie. Like, she's killing for this lady. She's always lying for her. And then Annalise is just like, slap, slap, slap. You suck. And she's like, okay.
I have to say, I'm kind of over Annalise. She's actually
some redeeming qualities.
Right.
Because I'm falling so out of love with Annalise that I'm not even rooting for her at certain points.
I'm almost hoping that like Annalise and Bonnie then like get into like a lesbian thing, kind of like her and Famke Jensen did. That will like spice the show up a little bit.
Oh, give it
more.
time. It'll happen. Next moment. Opening the suitcase. Did you guys think that Rebecca's body was going to be in there?
No.
I did.
Okay, I thought the body was going to be in there, and my only thought was, dude, fingerprints. Like, where are your gloves? You're just opening this suitcase willy-nilly. Like,
Not very smart. Annalise would not approve.
Right?
Also, my biggest thing is like, who rents that large of a storage unit for one suitcase? You
Frank
know?
does.
Yes,
She's
the
master.
transition of all of the different
party all that
hairstyles.
matters.
We have short hair, long hair, fluffy
She
hair.
had like the Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
Like,
I can't keep up with all of her hairstyles.
I love it. But what's your theory?
Okay, one, she's the biggest Harry Potter fan. I don't think that's what it's going to be. Two, we know that Wes's mom committed suicide when he was younger. And we don't know Annalise's full family tree yet, so I think that her sister was Wes's mom, making her Wes's aunt.
It still makes the almost make-out moments a little creepy.
A little weird.
Yeah,
There already is an incest storyline on this show.
Right where they're drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, the sex scene, you guys, down in the basement.
That
is hot. It was dirty
That's
hot.
already,
It was
yes.
dirty hot.
It was.
But
Frank is just,
surprising a little bit, yes.
Frank is
So hot.
Well, she finally,
The beard.
The beard.
yeah.
Beard.
Well, she finally got to know who he really was, so it's like, there you
Michaela.
go.
Yeah, totally.
Michaela was into the orgy if
She
the
was
beard
like,
guy
Frank
was
was in
in.
there.
The line, though, where she said, only if you make me scream,
Right.
when he said they would hear them,
Right.
I could not believe that happened.
Also, the moment she like took her underwear off, I kept thinking,
I
am I still
know.
watching ABC? Are you sure this is not Showtime?
Are they romantic interests? Are they related? We kept thinking there's a theory that he's her son.
That's my theory. I feel like that's her son that she hasn't owned up to yet.
Yeah.
And she knows, but he doesn't know. So she's just always like looking at him creepily and lovingly. And like she's so nice to him, even when he's
Right.
a total douchebag to her. So I feel like only a mom will do that. Only
Don't
my
you feel like
mom
it's
will
weird
do
when it looks like they're about to hook up? That's strange if it's her
she
son.
Oh, that's true, because there was like the
If she
dance floor
knows.
scene a couple episodes back
Yeah.
where they're just like grooving and she's looking at him
I
very
feel like
Her
they
wig was
almost
on
made
point
out
with
like
that
5
dance
minutes.
floor.
on her party
God.
wig. I was like,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Annalise. You
Yes.
better
Thank you for
dance,
getting to the
girl.
real-
Cement floor, yeah.
So do we think they're now a bona fide couple?
Oh, no.
No.
No. They're
One-time
totally
basement
just
hookup.
hooking
They're,
up.
yeah.
I think
She
it's
even said, we could go to jail. It's now or never, basically.
But that makes it even hotter for them to be like together then if they're about to go to
That's true.
jail.
But I like
Yeah.
thinking of that house as like the house of horrors or like hoardiness because all that happens is either murder or people hooking up. And they're drinking on the job, they're talking about orgies on the job.
Where do I send my application?
It made me think of the Fargo house too, because that was like such a creepy basement and there was
Yes.
a murder down there. It did make me think of that. The house itself has a creepy vibe. The next question I want to get to is this: Annalise's connection to Wes. This is the question I think we've been asking since the very first episode in season 1, where she did some weird thing rubbing.
Eddie,
Oh,
so like
right.
the fact
That's
that
true.
like, so the fact that like an aunt and like her creepy nephew
That's
would
nothing.
be doing something is not
The
out of
Game
the
of
realm
Thrones
possibilities.
has gone way past the incest issue. I think this show's okay.
One final crazy thought on that: what if Caleb is Annalise's son? Because we know that he's mixed race. We know that she has sort of alluded to the fact
But
that
it
Must
wasn't
have got a
his
great
storage
deal.
unit, right? It was
storage unit
Bruno's
was? I
or
was very
whatever.
confused.
Could you imagine if you like were the one to bet on that storage unit on Storage Wars and it's one suitcase? How mad would you be?
Also, can we like mention like how every person on the show is super hot? That even the grave worker is like hot. Like nobody is unattractive on the show. That the person that's like burying bodies is like a cover model.
I want to
someone.
live where they're living.